or you want to be involved in opportunities for, for them to come, they're coming flying at you 100 miles an hour. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of impending, not doom, but oh my God, what just happened kind of energy. And we just kind of need to take it with a grain of salt, put our happy face on, and figure if we don't get it this time, we'll get it next time.
So, last time we were talking about this in the show, and I had a big question. Like, I asked the question, so, when we talk about our instincts, aside from the hokey, when you'll know, what is it about our intuition or our gut instincts that we know that truly that is the one thing that we are looking for, or the one thing that's truly right for us? And so I make fun of the fact that, like we in metaphysics like to give this really vague, unclear answer that says, when you know, you know. Well, what the heck does that mean? Like, I want my money back. I'm sorry. Like, that's just not good information. But, what's really interesting about that is it is absolutely true, because when you know, something in your body will change. Like, it will leave a bad taste in your mouth, or, your stomach will rumble. Something will let you know, at a conscious level, hey, there's something you need to pay attention to here. There's something to be seen, so pay attention.
Yeah, the biggest way to know the know that you know, is it's not about thinking it. It's not about, I think this is going to happen, or I think this is, or I think that's what I want. It's about, I know what this is. I know that's what I want. I know this is happening. And even if you weren't schooled in it, you didn't have education, nobody taught you, nobody gave you a heads up. The fact is that there are just things that hit us in a manner of either feeling or perception, or just that, that awareness that this is all real, this is all right. Now, whether it's right for you, it's a right thing that's happening, it's right in its perspective. The fact is, it's real. It's very much real, authentic, and that's how you know, when you're aware that all systems are go, and it's happening without you. It's happening without your trying. It's happening in a manner that it's not ego, and it's not you thinking it's going to work. It's a matter of knowing.
The most interesting examples that I can think of are the ones where, like, external stimuli from my environment start firing off and trying to get my attention. Like, I'm thinking about somebody, and then their favorite song plays on the radio, or like their name is mentioned in the TV show or movie that I'm watching at that moment. These kinds of things where, like, spirit is very subtly trying to send us these messages like, hey, there really is something to this, and we're going to show you one way or another. So pay attention, because what happens when you do not pay attention? You get into an auto accident because you're not looking all directions like you're supposed to. Veretta, that's how you and I met,
That's
actually.
exactly right. Yeah, right. Getting backed over by a truck, right? And the thing about that is that that's a good example right there. When you're thinking of somebody or you're doing something, all of a sudden this song comes in out of the blue. All right, so a lot of that is the reality of it. That other person is also thinking about you. That other person is what you're picking up. And they're the ones that's sending the vibes, and you're receiving it, and you get it like that. I haven't thought of them in a really long time. I wonder what's up. Well, what's up is they are thinking of you, or a group of theys are talking about you, and it sends those subtle subliminal, oh, that's what's happening, huh? From a distance. Okay, that's fine. It's great if that's who you want to have talking about you. It's not so hot if it isn't, though. But it's usually 9 times out of 10, if you get hit by a name, or about a name, or a name pops up that you haven't, you weren't thinking about, that you weren't consciously aware of, every waking moment, then they're sending out some broadcast signals about you, and you're picking it up.
And these are really the instances where we have to pay attention, because remember, when spirit wants you to know something, they keep sending those messages to you. That thing keeps repeating itself. And when you ignore it, then they're going to send some other stimuli to catch your attention, like, oh, maybe I should have done that other thing that, I was trying to ignore and didn't think it was important, or, something along those lines. Spirit works in mysterious ways. They truly do.
They do. It does absolutely happen like that. Now you can shut it down. You absolutely can get hit with something that you can absolutely say, I'm not doing it. Knock it off. I don't want to hear about this anymore. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's right. I don't care if it's good. Stop it. I don't want to know this anymore. And Spirit will quit sending it to you. However, they're going to find another way to get in through the back door because they really do want you to know that information. So they may shut that instance down and anything associated to that instance, but you're definitely going to keep getting it.
So I'm excited to take our calls for today and see what everybody has to tell us about this particular subject or issue. We'll get into all of that with you guys. So we're going to catch up here with Amala first at area code 860, and then we're going to go to area code 330. We'll be with you right after that. So Amala, hi, can you hear me? Are you on the line with us right now?
Yes. Hi, how are you?
Perfect. Great. We are doing great. So I'm so happy that you're on the show with us tonight. Do you have a question for us, or would you like a general reading about an issue?
Yes, I have a very acute question. So, Loretta and Ernie, I have a question about, there's a guy that I'm interested in, and his name is James. And I was just wondering, we met up for I guess basically we were just kind of getting to know each other, and actually it happened today. And I think it went well, and I was just wondering, do you see these building, or I feel like he's a little skittish because of his past, but not in a bad way. I just think he's going to take some time. But what do you feel?
And you said that you guys just met up today?
Okay.
Yes. I mean, like, in the sense, I met him almost a month ago.
But you had a physical meeting.
But pretty much a month ago, and then we decided to hang out today. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm going to take a look for that. Britta, what you got about James?
Okay, James and Allah. Let's see what we got here. Okay, well, so I'm very much picking up your happiness, your giddiness, your, hey, this might be all right. So when I take that and I fast forward, say, a month out, 6 weeks, there's a really good possibility he's going to hang around, because I feel like that giddiness, that happiness follows you. And down that road, in that track, I'm feeling like there may be a couple times so this is what you need to hear me say. There may be a couple times in the next few weeks he's going to kind of like ghost you, not like a flyby, I don't want to have anything to do with you, but like he is cautious, he is taking his time, he definitely doesn't, he's preventative. If he can create a good scenario and not mess it up, he's a happy guy. But he has had issues in the past, and so he may try to prevent the mess up from happening because he's too much in his head, and so he'll like get a little shy and he'll not call you every day, or not reach out to you, except for once in a while. So during those times, don't freak out. It's just him quieting his mind, kind of letting oh my God, this is going to be a bad thing, I just feel it, kind of go away. And he can understand that you really are worth his while. Now, why do I say that? Because he feels that. He's wondering if you really are as good as it seems, or are you one of those too good to be true kind of people? He really is feeling like there's a lot of potential here, but like you said, he's had baggage, and so he doesn't want to get too carried away because he doesn't want to build it up and then, have it fail. He doesn't want to set you up on a pedestal and then have it fall on him. So it's just one of those things where he's going to go slow every once in a while. It may catch you off guard. You may feel like, oh, crap, here we go, another guy that was all talk. It's not that way. He's just really trying to get out of his head. He's really trying to get away from the superficial feel of gloom and doom that he's been used to knowing women before. Now, the longer your relationship or the longer your connection to him goes on, the more comfortable he'll feel, the less gloom and doom he'll feel, the more those icky things will go away, and it'll really dawn on him, you're real, you're the real deal. You're not going to be, a psycho. You don't have 14 different personalities that he's going to have to get to know each and every one. You know what I mean? And so just give him a little bit of time. And so then what do? Well, you be as real as possible. Don't um, don't lose your temper. Well, let's see, that's the wrong way to say it, but don't lose your temper needlessly. Don't like get to that point you were saying, come on, knock it off, man. I'm not all those other people. Don't do that. Just let him come to terms with this on his own. Just keep being yourself.
Do you feel
you're bubbly?
Yeah.
Do I feel what?
Oh, I'm just wondering. So, do you feel like it's funny because like I don't know what if I'm just intuitively. We all are intuitive, but like just even after today, I just have this feeling like he's gonna ghost me now. Like it's just so weird. I just have this feeling, and it's not.
He may for
like,
1 or 2 days. Give him a little space.
Okay,
Sweetie.
for 1 or 2 days. Okay.
Like I said, just give him a little space. He don't make him feel like, oh, forget you. I'm not going to put up with this. But definitely.
Yeah. Well, I've
know,
learned
I'm
in the past. So you've talked to me before, of course, and I think it's about not doing what I used to do, which is just if he needs time, like what I'm learning from anybody is that actions obviously speak, but in applying it, and even into my own world of like, okay, he's showing me everything. Even the woman is whatever, whoever you are, they're showing me everything by their actions. So if they want to just kind of chill out, whatever, I'm not going to go reaching out to him. And it's not even a game. It's just like, okay, that's what you're showing me. You need some downtime. You go ahead and do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Give him a space.
Could you feel
and
like
he'll
go? Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, Beretta. Go ahead.
Yeah, just give him his space, and he'll come around because his curiosity is going to get the better of him. Because he really feels like this could be the right deal for him too. So even though he's got precautions, he's not going to want to lose the opportunity. So he will reach back out. And in that time frame, don't get pissy about it. You know what I mean? Don't like, well, you.
Yeah, I know. You know what it is?
You're gonna wait.
It's also the eclipses that are coming too in May, so I could only imagine I'm very affected by that. A lot of people are, but I know.
Meditation, sweetie. Meditation's your biggest ally
true.
with that.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's in June, like things really kind of taper off and it's like more grounded and centered, June, July?
We're in April, May, June. Yeah, I do. Actually, you're right with that.
Okay.
But hang on, let's let Ernesto tell us because he's better with giving you that type of pinpointed detail.
Okay. Thank you, Beretta. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Hey, Ernesto.
Hi, Amelie. So I'm taking a look at your chart about, like meeting, what was the result of meeting this person today? I think that's the main thing that you want to know because really, what's so funny about your chart is the fact that the way that romance expresses in your life is in a way that I can absolutely 1,000,000% relate. And so like what you're experiencing is like all of the dark shadow work that's going on in my personal life that I've kind of had to bury and suppress over the years. And now you're actually like living it. So it's interesting to see how this is going down for you. And what I'm going to say is that, this relationship, this man, this James guy, so he's a very steady person, but as you stated that, it's one of those things where he has to find things in his own time frame. If he needs to chill out, then that's what he needs to do. You and I have this pattern of putting people on pedestals and then literally dropping everything in our lives to make that one thing come true, just for give us just something to do, to have an activity partner for, is it truly that hard to make a friend in today's world? Like we kind of ask ourselves these things sometimes. So, seeing that you have been dealing with that theme or story in your life quite often, and usually the theme is because there's some confusion there, like the people, they're the players, the characters in your life story, they're not totally upfront with their emotions, it's like you're not really sure if it's friends or if it's something more. So then that leads to like some misunderstandings, and then people go away and then nobody's happy. So that's the story. Now, how the alchemy of all of that is putting it to the side and walking away, and to set it and forget
Yeah.
it and then come back to it when I'm ready. I don't know when that's going to be, but I don't feel anxious that I keep having to poke at this situation, that to hope something will come of it. I know from my experience that when we're presented with people that may turn into something, we become so desperate for attention that it's just like we keep poking at it, and we don't realize that we're really just doing damage, that people are fragile, people are sensitive, people need more time. None of that makes sense to me personally, but that's just the way of
Yeah.
people, and I have to accept that. So for that reason,
Right.
like the alchemy of your situation is, so I can send this text message, even though they told me that I need to take more time off right now, that I need to go and focus on my work or whatever situation. But me, myself, I'm going to go ahead and choose to send that text message. That, really just sort of creates negative points in your favor as far as those love issues are concerned, because that's not doing anything different. That's doing what's comfortable. That's doing what you know. It's not until we really reach
Right.
inside and do that other thing that's so scary that we've been avoiding for so long, that we get the results that we're looking for. So for you, in your case with this person, if he says he needs more time,
Yeah.
perfect. Let him have it. If he ghosts you for a while, that's all right. He'll come around. I truly believe that this is a steady guy, and that this is somebody who's more spiritual in nature. So they understand you. They see you in a way that other people just can't. And for that reason alone, that keeps them coming back, because people who see you for who you are, they will always come back regardless, because,
Exactly.
like there's nothing to be
Yeah.
afraid of. And this is that type of person. So my advice to you, the takeaway in all of this whole experience with this guy in this outing, is by letting things into spirit's hands, by just truly letting go and saying, I can't control this, there is nothing more I can do right now,
Exactly.
and living your own life
Yeah.
and focusing on yourself, then that's going to be when you find out that this person is really checks a lot of the boxes that you were looking for to begin with. I know for me, I'm in a really hot period in my life right now where a relationship looks like it could be coming my way, but I'm also writing a textbook, and I'm teaching a class, and I'm doing a lot of really busy things with my life.
Exactly.
I
Yes.
need to
Yes.
resolve all of that stuff first, because a relationship, a new special friend kind of thing, that becomes my everything. Like everything else that's important to
Yeah.
me in my life gets dropped by the wayside in some smaller form, because I need to focus on this new thing that I've always wanted. So in order for that to
Yeah.
happen, I have to finish my work first, so then I can give all of myself.
Yeah, and I think I'm at a point definitely where I have I think I have a steady balance, because I think divine, of course, knows what the hey he or she is doing up there for all of us, and for me it was definitely just being alone in a good way, just befriending myself first, of course, and then that's when the relationship comes in, is because it's just an added bonus, and you don't. I'm learning. I'm not stopping my life for ABC person. The word is compromise. I used to compromise my sense of self for people, and I
Yes.
know now, like that's the lesson learned with being alone all this time, in a great way of to really befriend myself and to shine that love anyway. So whatever I do, it's going to turn into love and just unconditional love for people, because that's what I do with my speaking and all the other stuff, and that's kind of what you guys do too. So,
And this came up in a
um,
counseling session, is that at the end of the day, love is the path of least resistance. Believe it or not, like we have all of these studies that talk to us about frown lines, right? Like we've heard all of that stuff, that smiling
yeah,
is truly easier. So that means that we can expect that kindness, love is just a constant in life that we prefer. So to be defensive, to be an a-hole, to be all of that means that I have
yeah,
to expend a little bit more of myself to make all of that come out. Whereas, like just to be
yeah.
a loving, warm, and fuzzy individual to come out on its own, that doesn't require any effort whatsoever. Now, if people want to squash you for it, that's a different issue. But, just to be a warm, fuzzy, loving individual, anybody can do that. And it truly is the
It's
easiest thing
so
that we can
true.
do. So, as far as the timing
Amen
is
to that.
concerned with this guy,
Yes.
I want to say like a couple of hours ago is probably when you is when you parted ways, right?
Yeah, probably like yeah, well, actually it was 3 o'clock where I am, East
Okay,
Coast.
yeah. So it
About
would have
four
been
or five
about
hours.
like
Yeah,
mid,
yeah.
because I'm seeing this in your chart. It's funny. I can actually see where, where you guys parted ways. And what I'm asking about the relationship here is, when you guys have come together. I would guess based on where I'm looking at in my chart. This is my birthday, so that's going to be May 24th. So like late May, early June. If it's really true that you and I are connected with love matters, then it probably will be about May 24th, which is my birthday. So late May, early June. That's going to be
Oh,
the
happy
time
birthday.
frame. And then, but
Okay.
today, where you're at right now, this is the really hot period for the alchemy where like your own actions count 1,000,000 to 1. So everything that you
Okay.
do to text this guy, that's going to have a negative impact on, your final outcome or score in this whole ordeal. So what you want to do is do that thing, that change, that reaching within yourself, that whole piece. Like we want to create more of those actions because that's what's going to create the best possible thing that that you can want. So when you're going through this alchemy where you're about to manifest it, which you are, it'll be in the early summer, when this finally comes to you, that you just want to make sure that you work out all of the kinks and the bugs first so that you don't have any red flags that pop up unexpectedly.
Right, and I think, and it's again like what's different about this is it really is just building a friendship right now. There's no expectations of anything else.
Right.
I just want to keep it steady and consistent. That's it. Just and not be crazy chasing. That's different, but consistent. And just being, your word. Are you? My whole thing in the last at least 3 years has been people not following through. Even gigs, people just totally fizzle out on me. And I'm doing 80%, and I feel like they're doing 20%. I can't do that anymore, right? So it's like I'm not saying that you need to talk. ABC person needs to talk to me all the time. It's more just about your word. If you say you're going to call, and that's actually one of my, it's in one of my books, my reflections. One line. If you say you only have 60 seconds, I deserve that full minute of your time. That's it. If you have 60 seconds, I want that minute. That's it. I mean, like that, kids deserve that too. And I think a lot of parents do the same thing. It's like, wait a minute or 5 minutes and then 15, 20 minutes go by. But all the kid is wanting is just, can you have 5 minutes of your time or whatever? And that's an inner child work thing going on of like not getting those needs met when you needed them as a kid. And so that's what I really emphasize definitely is I've changed that way in a great way with boundaries and standing in my power of like, look, I'm not asking for hours, but if you only have a minute, please just respect me and give me the 60 seconds. That's it. So.
Well, good for you for putting up those boundaries. It takes a lot of people many lifetimes to get this far. So I'm really proud that you've gotten to this point because, like it really does speak so much to our own personal happiness when we're able to put up walls and expectations of, like this is me, this is you, and we can work
Yeah.
together, but this is how it's going to go down.
Exactly. And it really is about accepting all of it. It doesn't matter what they look like, whether I'm blind or you're blind or not. In the end, it's the heart. And that's what really matters. It's an interesting thing. My fear came up in the last month as well. But after meeting him, I had some fear coming up. And I'm just like, all right, we're going to work with this. And I was just talking to myself about it. I'm just like, we're going to work with this.
This is good.
Yeah.
When we see somebody, that we really want to spend some time with, like whether if that's in a friendly way or platonic way, a romantic, emotional kind of way, regardless of how that may manifest, it brings up all of the scary parts of ourselves that we don't like, right? Because it's like, oh, so I need to focus on this. I need to stop putting people on pedestals. I need to stop dropping everything for these people who don't care about me,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, we're guilty of
Yeah.
this, and we go into like this fight or flight mode where like, if I don't try to control the situation, then it's going to blow up in my face and I'm not going to get it anyway.
Exactly.
So then, why not just poke the
Exactly.
bear? Because if the bear just gets mad and runs away, same effect, right? Why not? No, it does
It's so
not
true.
have to be
Also,
that way.
right.
It's
And
so
from a
true.
counselor's perspective, when you get to that point of realizing that you don't have to be any other way but yourself, and
Exactly.
it's going in the manner that you want it to go, then that's authentic and you're not reaching. But when you're wanting it to go the way you want it to go, you're not giving them what they deserve, like you were talking about, respect, but you're also not giving yourself what you deserve, because you could be forcing a situation
Exactly.
that may blow up in your face, and had you just let it go on the way it needed to, you would have never gotten into that position or that situation.
It's so true. What you were talking about in the beginning about that inner knowingness, this is all connected. This is all related. You just know. You just know. Yeah, it's beautiful. I love the way you said that, Veretta. It's so true. It's like it's the last 3 months. Just just get out of the way. I just say it out loud verbally. Just get out of the way, Just get out of the way and just surrender. Surrender to what is. Surrender is a beautiful word.
When that becomes your natural thing, you're not going to have to talk yourself through anything. You're not going to have to remind yourself to stay out of the way. You're not going to have to petition yourself to be, your true authentic self. When you become that what you want, then it will be effortless. There won't be any having to coax yourself, or doing any of that.
Absolutely. I feel like the butterfly, just like hanging out. There's nothing to do.
Yeah.
There's really nothing for me to do.
Be you.
You just,
Be you.
Yeah. Such beautiful conversations I always have with you too. Thank you.
Well, it's great to have you on the
it's so
show.
beautiful
We're so
talking to
glad
you.
that you took the time to give us a call tonight, Amala. Thanks for being the best part of our show. It really does mean a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Take good care. Thank you.
All right, you too. Until next time, many blessings.
Bye-bye. Okay.
Take care and good night. Okay, and we're going to get off to our next caller here from area code, just a second. Got it. Perfect. From area code 330. Now, why is that? Okay, perfect. Hi. You're on Celestial Intersections Radio. May I have your name and date of birth, please?
Leslie, 1/30/1980.
Leslie, have I read you before?
No.
Okay, perfect. All right. So that was 1/30/1984?
1980.
1980. Okay, perfect. And what time were you born at?
I was born in Akron, Ohio.
No, I'm sorry, what time?
7:14 p.m.
Okay, and would you like a general reading, or do you have a question about an issue?
Generally about my future love life.
Love life. All right, Veretta, what you got for Leslie, a future love life here?
All right, Leslie. Okay, so either you're just coming up to one, or you're in one that is you're making it a make it or break it situation. A lot of what we were just talking about is going to apply right here. You are in a situation to think, no, I'm going to have it go my way, because every time I've let it go somebody else's way, it just didn't work. Or every time I've been the one that compromised to give a little room, it backfired in my face. You're going to have an opportunity here to show you exactly why that you taking the reins versus letting it be a two-way street is not going to work. You're going to get a very passive, I'm almost going to say psychotic, to a degree, individual in a way that let me rephrase that. I'm going to say codependent individual that's really going to be in a victim mode most of your relationship, or however long you want to stay. You have to find, you're an alpha female. Let's just start off with that. You're alpha female.
I'm a male.
You're going to have to find, Well,
yeah, I'm a male.
You've got female tendency enough that's going to say, all right, well, you've got to have an alpha female step up to you. You're not in any manner capable of carrying anybody in any way that is lesser than you. You've got to have somebody that can provide you just as much as you can give. And that's why you're coming across female. You have to have the ability to say, I can romance you or I can carry the ball and be the responsible one. Either way, it doesn't matter. You need somebody that's also going to be able to say that to you in a way, I mean it. Not just say that to you and go, oh, gosh, you're making me do all the work. I really don't like to be this way. This is just not fun for me. After they've already portrayed themselves to be exactly what you wanted. So I'm going to tell you right now, if you've already got somebody under your belt that in a way is brand new to you, or you're just in a position to start to open up and date, be damn careful about who you attract. Because you're really in that place of really wanting somebody that will love you for you. But like I said, it's got to be a two-way street. Leslie, you cannot let anybody else pattern you, I guess I want to say, into thinking that it's either your way or it's their way. It can't be both. It's got to be both. It's got to be both for you, Leslie. You've had too much trauma with everybody else that's ever walked up to you and said, "Yeah, I'm the perfect kind of person for you. I'm that, for your kind of guy." No, don't do that. Be leery about anything coming at you right now. So again, if you've got somebody that you've just met or you're about to meet, I'm not going to say walk away, but I am going to tell you, let go of the reins and see how they portray themselves to you. If they jerk the reins up and control you, nope. If they hand the reins back to you and say, oh, I can't do that. I'm not the right person. I just let you do it all because I want to please you in every way. No, walk away. Now, let's let Ernesto run with this because he can give you a lot more detail in the pattern and characteristic of an individual. And he might also give you a time frame when it would be good for you to really start looking.
Okay, so Leslie, taking a look at this about, like general love issues and what's going on, I absolutely agree with Loretta that there is like there's some darkness, we'll say, like as far as the people or in the environment, like if you were to go out and, I don't know, like go do online dating or that kind of thing, go to a bar, I don't care. However it is the heck that you meet people. When you start meeting them as of right now, as of today, there is like this has the potential to turn into like one of those stories on the local news at 10 p.m. kind of thing, like this is not good energy as far as that's concerned. There is like some serious dirt and, ugliness that's concerned with that. So this is definitely not the time frame. This would actually be a time frame where if you're really truly serious about, like wanting to spend time with people and to make friends and that kind of thing, do so in a public setting. Anything that involves like where things can be unseen or hidden, a situation that could end up tragic or unfortunate. These are like Arlene Niemark, when she was alive, she gave the example. If you know that if you're going through a rough time in your life, then why would you go and smoke a cigarette in a back alley by yourself? When you're just a magnet for all of these types of situations. So this is one of those kinds of things. I feel like that really the main thing that you would benefit from the most in all of this would be to, like we were just talking with Amala, to reach inside of yourself and to change the aspects of yourself that you don't like or perhaps that you've been putting off for a while. That would be a way to reframe the negative energy that's sort of surrounding everything right now as far as love is concerned. Is let's redirect that sort of ugliness and focus out on transforming myself, so that way, like if that my ideal partner, that they're gonna that they are who I want to be with, like is, do I want to be with myself? Ask yourself that question. And if the answer is no, then what do you need to change to make that a yes? And those are the aspects that you want to work on. So another thing that I really see for you, and I think this is going to be a theme this year, is you're also going to be having some issues with work. Are you looking at retiring right now?
No, not at all. I'm just a year into my job, and I'm gonna keep on going, working with students for another year.
Okay, and is the nature of your work government funded?
Now I work for it's a private employer.
Okay.
But it's a higher education institution, but it's a private institution. Some of my colleagues are working in it. My colleagues' work is government funded. They work in Upward Bound and Trio. I do not.
Are you remote right now?
No, we're all in person.
Because I see something with your career and like the love relationship that you're looking for, I want to say is going to be a result of your job, that you being promoted into a different department, perhaps even you moving into a better company with a different job title that's more of what you're qualified to do. I just think that, like this is going to set the stage for you to meet that right person. And it's going to have something to do with what you're currently doing, but it's just a new version or a next level of that. Beretta, do you pick up on that at all?
So what I get when you say that, I get that it may have to do with it may have to do with the same place, but the person that's coming in is at a new level or a higher level. And I think overall Leslie would be prone to want to be looking at that individual, maybe not necessarily initially in a romantic manner, but it happens that way nonetheless. So I feel like the higher up would have to be who he meets.
Like a manager.
I don't feel like he's changing jobs. I feel like what he has access to is going to give him different perspective about what he's doing already.
And, and just to reiterate, you started the reading off with alpha female. You were kind of getting into that. Absolutely. Like there is definitely an energy here. It's even supported in this chart that is, like a manager, but a female manager. So like somebody who is above you, that this is going to be the person that you're going to get serious with. Now, whether if that's a love thing or if that's like a friendship thing, it doesn't really matter. The potential will be there either way. And you will know just from spending time together, whether if that can actually develop. And of course, please make sure you sign your paperwork with HR and all of that stuff that you need to do if that's what you're going to be serious about. But it's probably going to be, I want to say, a manager. It could be at the same company or it could be at a different company, but it's going to be somebody who's higher up and somebody who's very much got that alpha energy that, like I am top dog. So that's going to be who you're looking for.
Yeah, because I also want a manager who is like willing to compromise and support us unconditionally.
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
Yeah, I would love to have a manager that's supportive and willing to compromise and support us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that in the beginning though, you're gonna really feel attracted towards people in management. Like there's gonna be a real pull or a draw. Like I really want to get to know you. Like even if that's just to have lunch with them, kind of thing, and that's all right. But again, like we have to sort of gauge how close we get to them because remember this is a work situation, and we don't want to mess anything like that up because that's complicated. But there is a definite attraction towards people in management. So that's that I may also play into that other thing we were talking about earlier about be careful of the people you get involved with if there is some real ugliness that may show itself. And that could also be another potential scenario where it's like, oh, this could have been avoided. We didn't have to do all those things. I'm really sorry that I took you to the movies last week or that you offered to take me out during work hours on company time. Like that just wasn't appropriate. So I think you'll be able to gauge all of that as it comes live and as it's going on, but those are going to be the main standouts from your chart here as far as like the love issue is concerned.
Yeah, it all depends on the right woman that I find.
Right.
Yeah, be careful, and just like I said, be careful about hearing her tell you who she is. Let her show you.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Leslie, it was great to have you on the show. Thanks so much for giving us a call tonight. And be sure to subscribe, like, and share. We'll catch up with you real soon.
All right. Thank you.
Take care, and until next time, many blessings. Okay, and let me see here, Beretta. So it looks like that we've really had like a theme about love relationships. See, that's kind of what everybody's been calling about today. So if you would like your free Akashic Records demonstration, please give us a call here on the show at area code 319-527-6071. We'll be here for about the next 20 minutes or so, and then we're going to go ahead and close out the show. Remember, for all other things Uranian Astrology, you can go over to eastrologer.tv. And if you did enjoy your reading here on the show, be sure to contribute to the show's overhead as well. Your donations really do make a difference with us. Okay, so Beretta, now talking about love relationships, since this is such a common theme that people are really wanting to know about this, I understand that it's sort of human expectation, like, oh, I want to be with somebody because I see everybody else in my environment with somebody, so that's something that I want too. But the reality is attracting somebody may not be possible, in the sense that it's just not the right time, because your chart says so. Your chart says, like, we have other plans for you. This is coming to you later on in life. Like for me, my relationships don't start until I get older. So this has always been a consistent theme. So how do we distract ourselves from this big thing that we want when we know it's just not possible right now?
Okay, so one of the things that I suggest because this is a big thing for me when I get people call, I've been alone for so many years and I'm ready. I want a partner in my life. Okay. Do you know why you've been alone that long? Have you worked on why you've been alone that long? Because that right there is going to tell you when you're going to get another partner. And the reality of it is if we haven't got ourselves caught up to what we need to do or be or have, then that partner's not coming. And right now, specifically, and almost said it, the eclipses are coming in, and those are themselves going to bring in major compatibility energies, where we're going to think, oh my God, love's in the air and I want to have it. I don't care what it's going to take to get it. That right there is what messes us up. People that have not been in a relationship for so long that they find they're willing to take anything on that comes their way is asking for problems, because we don't care who they are. We don't care what they are. We just want someone to love. And the reality of it is we're not saying we want someone to love us back. We just want someone to love. Okay, what do? We go out and love the hell out of anything that'll take our energy. Do I mean sexually? No. We give that love. We show that love in different ways other than having to give it to a partner. We allow ourselves to give that love unconditionally, because we're going to get it back tenfold at some point in the future. Something's going to pay it forward, and we're going to get that. We're going to get the benefit of that. B, because as long as we're giving that love, we're attracting that back to ourselves. And when we can give it unconditionally, without expectation of getting something in return, is exactly when we find that individual that we really want to have in our life. A, we're not looking for them. B, we're not demanding what kind of person they are. And C, we're open to receive what they have to offer. Therefore, we're going to be able to say, okay, well, wow, maybe I can have a compatible relationship with this individual. This may be great. If you are in that mode where, hell no, I don't want to be alone any longer, being in bed by myself sucks, and I don't want to have that happen anymore, attracting someone in your life, being attracted to someone in your life, and just going ahead and saying, what the hell, I'm throwing my hat down, and then the first person that picks it up is going to get me locked off the barrel and jumping their bones, is the wrong answer every time. Distract yourself. Start a job, start a hobby, improve your physical demeanor, start a book, read a book, write a book. It doesn't matter. Whatever you do with your energy, have it be associated to you. And in that way, you're building on yourself. Now, am I saying go out and get Botox because you think your face is ugly? No, that's not what I mean. What I'm saying is open up your heart and let that love, the unconditional love is what matters. Let that love out. And you'll find you're attracting people left and right in that way. And then you get to pick and choose. It's not about taking the first thing that comes along because you've been without for so long. People also again, when I said, figure out why you've been alone for that length of time. Did you get tired of putting up with people's BS? Did you get tired of being told no and other people walking away? Did you just get tired, period, and want to give up and rest for a while? Whatever that reason is that you've been alone for that long, there's a point to it. So it's not about making yourself pretty, putting on the right clothes, for women or for whatever, men too for that matter, putting on the right makeup and going out to the right dance clubs. That's not what it's about. Don't. I have a very good friend that is in a public position to be in the public almost every day, and she's been probably without a partner now for the last 8 or so years. And when I met her, she was looking. When I met her, she's a high profile individual, so she's, like I said, out in public every day. And she was having to trade her uniform for sexy clothes. Well, she's a sexy woman, period. That doesn't matter what she wears. And so she went through a phase of where she would wear these stupidest hand-me-down sweatpants, holy t-shirt kind of thing. And she'd find she was turning people away. Get away from me. I don't really want to be with you. I mean, left and right, people are coming at her. She started wearing regular street clothes again for her job, and she was attracting regular people. But she really wasn't in a place to take on a relationship at that point in time. So she didn't turn them away. She just let them go by the wayside. Now she's back into wearing really nice clothes for her job, but she's also wearing sexy clothes. Every picture I see her post, sexy clothes, sexy clothes. Finally one day I said, hey, miss, what kind of person are you trying to attract to you? A person that thinks you're beautiful on the outside and that's as good as it gets? Or do you want them to know that you're freaking brilliant and you've got a heart of gold and, yeah, you're sexy to boot, but it's a package deal? She started thinking about that. Then one day she gives me a call, and probably it was 3 weeks or so after that conversation I had with her. And I broadside her like that every once in a while. I give her a call. Hey, what am I seeing you post online about yourself? Why? What's that about? And she'll digest it, and then she'll come back at me and she'll say, what you taught me in that conversation we had? No, what did I teach you? Of course, I don't remember this stuff, right? Well, you told me blah, 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 and I understood it, and now today I don't do that, and my life is better. So I broadsided her one day and said, hey, what's with this low-cut, boobies hanging out, kind of Botox lip cutter that you put in your face? Every picture I see, you've got that kind of, stop it. What kind of people are you trying to attract? Now, it wasn't maybe 2-3 weeks before that, she called to say, oh my God, you see the men that just keep coming on me. I just don't understand why that caliber person is going to come at me. Have you looked at yourself in the mirror? So I hit her broadside with that. And then it wasn't even a week later, she calls me and she said, you know what, I got to look at what you were talking about. Caught myself in the side mirror as I was walking by it and thought, oh my God, who's that hooker? Okay. And now she's back to wearing her nice clothes, just decent street clothes in the pictures that I'm seeing. And she's back to telling me, I'm getting men comment on my looks every day. There you go. There you go. So when you're not getting anything as far as response from people, there's a reason for that. When you're wanting a specific response from people, then look to see what you're putting out. If you're putting out in any other way but what you want, then you can't be shocked you're not getting it. And if you're doing without, but you feel like you're doing everything right, everything that you're supposed to be, you're worked on yourself, you got all those kinks worked out, if nothing is still happening, it's not supposed to. There are things that only take time when they're supposed to take place, and they're not going to happen in between those times. So you play, you work on yourself, you educate yourself, you get another job, you, like I said, start a hobby, do whatever you specifically want to, and wait, because nothing is going to happen until the time frame is right and spirit leads that person to you, or people in spirit are working on your behalf and they're trying to find the right person and corral them and push them in your direction. And then it's up to you for, you to meet that individual with the thought, I want to date you. And then, take things from there. And so, the answer I know was a little convoluted, but it isn't just a one answer fits all kind of thing. The reality of it is if you haven't been with somebody for a XYZ amount of time, figure out why first before you keep trying to bring somebody into your life, because it isn't going to work any other way.
And then what's funny is that people complain, like, I can never get any dates or attention, or nobody wants me, like I'm hideous, whatever negative self-talk track they get into. But, what is it that you are doing to change that situation? These are usually the types of people who are stuck working really crappy 40-hour jobs. And then, like I can hear The Bachelor blasting in the background while I talk to them for 6 hours, as opposed to going out to dinner or something. And they complain about how their life sucks. Well, you're not going to meet your husband on Tinder or, adult friend finder. It's just not happening, like garbage in, garbage out. It is absolutely true. And when I look back at, like my adult life and why I've never met anybody, I look at the platforms that I was using to meet these people. And then I kind of ask myself, okay, so what were you truly expecting to come out of that? Because, those adult friend finder types of websites, those, you may meet a partner, but that's more like urban legend kind of thing, like that's not reasonable to expect that you're going to meet somebody decent on a place like that, like dating websites in general are extremely toxic. And a lot of us are just sort of conditioned to believe that that's what we need to go and do. But if you really take a look back at it, like go out to bars, just like the money that you would invest in a dating membership website, go out and buy some clothes that actually fit you and look good. You would be surprised how many people will come up to you just to have a small conversation if they notice that, like they like your shirt or that you have good style or something like that. Looks really do count for a lot. And if yours are somewhat lacking, then make up for it in what you wear, because that'll catch somebody's attention. And remember, at the end of the day, the person who you truly meant to be with does not care. They do not give one fork about any of that stuff, because they see you for you on the inside, and that's all that matters. As cliche and as hokey as that may seem, it's absolutely true.
Yep. And so on that note, when you're so this is the only other thing I would say is be aware of the environment you're going to attract people. I don't even remember when I stopped counting the response that I wanted to give when people would say, why do I keep attracting all these losers, all these drunks, all these alcoholics? Where are you going to look? Well, I'm going to Club so-and-so, or I'm going to Happy Place Bar down the road. Okay, what do you expect to meet in those kind of places? Are you thinking you're going to meet a CEO that takes care of themselves, never drinks, works out? No. If you want to meet somebody like that, go to a place where those kind of people hang out. Not expect to meet them in places that you're not going to get anything other than, if you're fishing in a pond that only has bass in it, you're not going to get anything but a bass. So why do you cry about that? Change up your bait and start fishing in another pond. Because the reality of it is you really will get where you're at. You really will get attracted to you from where you're at. So I never advocate going to a bar to date. On the same note, I also never advocate using one of the dating sites, because a lot of those times, and here's the fun fact note, just found out from someone's experience the other day. He's been dating on a European website, and he finally figured out that the reason why he gets a lot of chats from these women are because they're paid to chat you up. They're not paid to go out with you. They're paid to keep you on the line. So be aware that really does happen. If you're looking at a dating site and you can't figure out why you get all these women attracted to you, all these men attracted to you, and they only want to talk, that's why. They're getting paid to do it. You're a job. So it's going to be organic. If you're going out someplace to attract someone, be sure that you're going out to a place that has the right people that you want to attract. And like you said, it doesn't matter what you're wearing. It does not matter what you got on or any of that. What matters is who you are inside. That really is the key to your success.
It really is, and so when we talk about like law of attraction kind of stuff, just remember that the universe spirit is very literal. Whatever we put out as a thought, as I don't know, a verse, whatever you want to call it, it has to be in that exact form because that's what we're getting. Like when we say write up a list of what your ideal partner has for qualities as a human being, like so we write he knows how he is easygoing and knows how to have a good time, like he, as opposed to he doesn't do drugs. Like those are two very different expressions and say different things. So like when we talk about our intent, it has to be of the most positive expression that we can possibly imagine because that's what we're getting. And, we want to align ourselves with the light. It's the best thing that we can do in that whole process. So as we are experiencing life and meeting new people and everything else, just remember that what you are being shown may not be what you want. And there is a reason for that. That's because you're supposed to either send it back and ask for something different that does meet your needs, or there's something there that's just supposed to leave a bad taste in your mouth and as a reminder of, oh yeah, this is my old story. That's that other narrative. I don't want anything to do with that right now. So I can leave this, I can just sort of ignore what's going on in front of me. This is a distraction, not important to me.
Right. Exactly.
So we do want to thank all of our callers for joining us for today. We're going to close down the show. We will be back with you guys on Sunday at 10 a.m. for another 1 hour show that is going to be on the 16th here. Remember, for all other things Uranian Astrology, be sure to check out eastrologer.tv and berettavision.com is how you can get a hold of Beretta. As always, Beretta, thank you so much a million times for being here with us. It's so great that we can have these conversations about life, the universe, and everything.
Yeah, my sentiments exactly. At this time, I'm also gonna, and it's been a long time coming, a million prompts, but I'm finally at a place where I'm gonna start putting little reels out on Instagram and my Facebook page, my Facebook page, Bretta Vision. So, and I've got quite a few memes that someone so graciously put a lot of my sayings to in a format of seeing them. So look me up there too and listen along. It'll be fun. If you've listened to us so far, I think it's pretty colorful. That isn't going to change any. And as always, also, Ernesto, thank you for having me on. It's a good time for me too.
Yeah, I enjoy it. You know what's funny is that I tried working with other people in the past on this show, and you pitched them the idea of co-hosting something like this together, and you understood right away, like, oh yeah, that's something I want to do. Like, I would love to work with this guy, but you understand working on a team. Other people out there, they're all wired to be a one-man show. So it's like, if I am not the star and host, then what good is it for? Why am I going to spend my time with this unless if I'm being paid for it? So it really, truly means a lot just for everybody who doesn't even know that distinction that, we are able to do this and come together as colleagues. That's pretty unusual for a lot of people who work in metaphysics.
Right. You're absolutely right. We don't, and for me, it's not about the money. For me, it's about the work. We don't get paid to do this. This is just what we do because we enjoy it, and it's something that we know how it should work. And we've talked about it often, so we're now finally in that.
I love that, we've talked in the past about, getting like inspirational or spiritual memes or that kind of stuff. And I've said those exact words to you. And now you're telling me those exact words have come to you and fallen in your hands. So that's just, it's, tickles my soul on the inside yet again, like, how do I attract these things?
Yep, that's exactly right. Well, you were one of the ones that really, said, get them together. And I did start working on them. And I have someone that had told me a long time ago, if you ever want me to put, your stuff to my pictures, I'll do it. So I decided I'd give her a ring and see what she said. My God, she started throwing them at me. And she, unbeknownst to me, would sit in her Friday night circles and she would write them down. She would write down what spirit would throw out of my mouth. And I didn't realize she was doing that. So she had a bunch of them already ready to go. And I said, hey, what do you think about blah, 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 blah? And she said, oh my God, yes. And she just started throwing them at me left and right. Like, oh my God, I didn't even, and I don't know that I say a lot of those things because I'm channeling when it happens, and then sometimes I'm going, that came from me. Well, that's pretty good. I'm really liking that. But I got them together and I'm throwing them out. I'll probably do it on every Sunday right after either before or after our session every Sunday morning. So
Yeah.
just thought I'd let people know you can look for that.
For sure, yeah. And so for all of you Facebook users, go out to facebook.com and search for Veretta Vision in the search box. That'll bring up her page. I don't think I have that one linked here. It just goes directly to her website.
That's fine.
But
They'll
yeah,
find it if they're supposed to.
Yeah, so just go out to Facebook and look for Veretta Vision, and then that'll get you into all of those memes and all that really cool stuff. It's really great. So I would totally recommend it. Well, we do want to thank everybody for joining us again. It was terrific having you guys here, and we will be back with you again on Sunday morning. Thanks, everybody, and until next time, good luck and Godspeed.
Many blessings. Good night.
Thank you for using Blog